women's basketball coach LenAnn Freeland of the 6-1 Sharks, and we're really honored to have freshman star Danielle Robinson, a local product from South Broward High School. Welcome, Danielle.
Hello.
It's nice to have you here. We're going to talk to you in just a minute, but we got to bring the coach in. We got to give her the props first. 6-1.
Yes.
My goodness gracious. I know if I asked you, would you expect this? You said your answer me go, I expect it to be 7-0. So we're not gonna go down that road with you.
You know me too well.
We're not gonna go down that road. But in terms of where you thought you would be realistically, not in my world of this is where I'd like to be. Realistically, right. Are you where you want to be, or are you a little bit ahead of it?
Well, I'm never satisfied with where we are.
I know that. Don't give me the coach's answer.
Well, it's just the way it is. That's the only way I think. So, I mean, we're happy to be 6-1. We won 6 straight. We learned a lot from the loss that we had to experience back in, the opening game against Valdosta. But, when I watch film, we can get so much better. And that's the exciting thing. And I know the ladies understand that. I think they're used to our coaching philosophy at this point.
Let me interrupt. This is where I'm trying to get to with you.
Okay.
In terms of your coaching philosophy, are you where you need to be with them understanding what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, they understand now. It's just a matter of them doing it every time, both on offense and defense. It's trying to solidify some communication on both ends and trusting every trip down on defense, the team, defensive philosophies, and on offense, definitely working together to create an easy shot. But again, we've shown signs of it. It's just we're not quite there yet. And we hope to really peak in March.
Mm-hmm. I guess from a realistic standpoint, from my perch looking down, here's a new coach coming in with a core of existing players,
right,
and a few new players and young players like Danielle, who's with us today.
Right.
Now you're trying to, and a lot of these core players have had 3 or 4 coaches in a small period of time.
That was a tough run for them.
So trying to expose them to your philosophy, to your practice tempo, to your game style tempo, to your style of coaching, to get that all in place and have them perform the way they performed, I think is quite extraordinary.
Well, thanks. I thank you. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's what we would expect. And when I took the job, we had some hungry players. The returning players were hungry. They hadn't had a lot of stability in the head coaching position. And we were really lucky to be able to sign a player like Danielle locally and Maxandra Porter, and also bring on Taylor Kramer. Players that really have bought into our philosophy and understood what they were getting into. And I think they've been really, really big in the transition and buying immediately. And again, it's every day. We fight our little battles, and our expectations as coaches, we consistently are reminding them what discipline's all about. And I know some days they don't want to hear it, but it's my job to keep reminding them.
How do you feel when she keeps reminding you about discipline? You can speak honestly. She can't hear you in her headsets. Yeah.
Actually, I can. Just
no.
so you know.
No.
She's an honest person. She'll be straight.
Yeah, it's very important for us. So when she keeps reminding us, it's just helping us. We're all buying in, so we're all trying to get to the same place. So it's very important. What's
it like for you now? You're a freshman. I mean, you success, a star at South Broward High School. You're averaging, what was the statistic? 16 points a game. Every athlete I've talked to about making that jump from high school to college talks about the speed of the game and how that's all different. How's the adjustment been for you?
With the great team we have and the chemistry, it makes it very easy to transition from high school to college when you have a good team and a good coach. So it just makes it pretty easy.
What's she like as a coach? Be honest now. Okay,
I'm
covering that headset.
She's very detailed, and that's what's helping us get so successful. So with the details and being very precise and efficient, that's very important for her. So that's what contributes to our success.
Okay. Between you and I.
Oh no.
Is she tough?
Yeah. But that's good.
Does she scream a lot?
No, she's not a big screamer.
She's not a screamer.
Now, Coach Coleheim might be a screamer, but that's why we play off each other well. My assistant is very animated and very enthusiastic, and it's great because we do play off each other very well in that way.
What's the most important thing so far in your young career here that you have learned from Coach Freeland?
Communication. That's the biggest key. Talking always, offense, defense, on the bench, in practice, off practice, talking, communication.
And you talk about that no pun intended, here on this radio show when we talk to you about how you're really stressing communication. Give me an example so we can really, you know, we want to get our listeners to have some insight to your philosophy of what you're trying to do. Give me an example of communication that has worked, that works, and of communication that doesn't work.
Well, basically, if you don't communicate, that never works. So
no, give me an example though. If they're going down the floor.
Well, in transition, we want to pick up by half court, and we've got a couple players, Alexandra Porter and Danielle Robinson and Jada Buckner, actually three, that can really pick up and pressure at half court. But everyone else has to communicate in transition and match up. We want to get easy points, and we want to eliminate our opponents from getting those easy points where we just don't match up in transition. So we try to go into the games knowing the advantages, and something like not giving up points in transition, that's a huge advantage. And if we can capitalize on 4 to 10 points a game on that, I mean, that again, we look for any angle, any advantage. Defensively, we do a really good job switching certain screens. Our ladies have to communicate to each other early enough to make sure that switch does occur. And it's really important. When I watch film, I see when we are communicating well, we're playing at a very high level. When we stop communicating, we look like every other team. And we don't want to look like every other team. We want to look like an established unit working for each other. And we've shown that at times, and again, we just want to try to build on that and do that every time down both ends.
You have conference play coming up. Being 6-1 is a nice thing, but now the games, not that the other ones didn't count, but now you have conference coming up. And I'm sure Coach Freeland has been stressing the importance of you're played 7 games, but now it's all about continuing to get better.
Right. Conference is start of a new season, so that's our focus. Saturday is what we're focused on right now.
And when you talk about communication, from what I've heard about what's going on in terms of practice, you really have done an incredible job of stressing to this team what they can do rather than what they can't do.
Right, and I think that's important for players to always remember who they are and what strengths they bring. And as coaches, it's our job to put them in a position to be successful using the strengths that they possess. And we're constantly trying to eliminate weaknesses at the same time. We spend a lot of time each practice on fundamentals and even recognizing what weaknesses we have as a team when we watch our game, watch ourselves after we've played, and try to eliminate that by the next game and try to be better by the next practice and the next game.
What's the best part of practice?
Actually,
don't tell me when it's over. Don't tell me when it's over.
She doesn't think that way.
No. Getting out there and trying to fix the things that we actually seen on film and trying to correct them for the next day.
Okay, now we got to ask the other question. What's the worst part of practice? I'm telling you, I just shut her headsets off. She can't hear a thing you're saying.
I can't really tell you what's the worst thing in practice, because there's not really a worst thing. We're all trying to get better each day, so there's not really a worst part.
Now, I also understand that there's a rule on this team. There's a no roll your eyes rule.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
You can't roll your eyes, can't drop your head. Yeah, so, but that's a good rule.
That is.
I mean, we need it, but it gets tough sometimes.
Yeah. Are there times, now you can be honest with me, have there been times when you wanted to roll your eyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
But you didn't, did you?
No.
And if you did, you closed them and rolled them so she couldn't see.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I tell you what. But you know what? I have to tell you, being around a lot of coaches like I've been in my career, you can't walk with your head down, and you can't be rolling your eyes at coaches, because they're the ones who they're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it to make you better and make this team better, and that's really the communication you're talking about.
I agree.
Did you ever? So let me ask her that. So as a player, when you first started, did you ever roll your eyes?
No.
Never.
My
You
coach,
never, ever.
You can call Chancellor Dugan, the head coach at Florida Atlantic. I played for her when she was at the University of Southern Indiana. I guarantee she would tell you no, because she would not put up with that.
Did you ever want to roll your eyes?
No, not really. I mean, I was just so excited about the opportunity I had, honestly. And she put a lot of faith in me as a player and told me if I had a chance, if I played for her, that we played for a national championship on my senior year. And I really bought in. And again, that's what I just expect from our players, to to buy in the same way and trust, and we could be really good this year.
How much of those coaching influences played a role in who you are as a coach? I understand that they will play a role,
Right.
but you have to establish your own personality. But you've been blessed to be around some great coaches.
Yeah, definitely. And you take a little bit of, what fits you and kind of mold everything to what fits your own personality. But, I'm kind of a reserved person. And a couple of the coaches I've coached with or played for in the past were a little more animated on the sidelines. I really want to focus on our players and not so much officiating and things like that. So you'll rarely see me complain to officials or anything because, again, I want our players to remain focused, and I think I need to be focused at the same time. Carl Smesko over Florida Gulf Coast does a really good job, composed the entire game, and that's more fits my style too. And again, every coach is different, but you just have to be true to yourself.
Describe Coach Freeland to me as a coach.
Besides detail, she's very focused, and it helps us to keep focused. So her energy that she brings is different from different coaches, but it's like what we need. She knows what we need and how to motivate us, and that's what she does.
Did she ever get out on the court and play with you guys?
Sometimes.
Does she still have it?
Yeah.
Oh.
If I had to do a 2-on-2 tournament, I'll pick her.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. I pick you too.
I have to add, the reason I ask you this is,
great.
I think I may have mentioned this to you, Matt Perry, the soccer coach, the assistant soccer coach for men, All-American, just got into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great athlete. He said recently he went on the field to try to run with the players and play. He says he tripped over the ball at one point. He said, oh my goodness gracious, I can't be doing this anymore. So that's why I asked.
That's why she said 2-on-2. Half court.
Oh, I see.
Right, probably not full court.
Yeah.
Does she still have the shot?
Yeah. It looks nice.
She still has
It
the
looks
shot?
nice.
Yeah.
Does she have it from the outside, or is she an inside player?
She's both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, she boxes. I gotta believe she boxes out pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
She's a rebounder. I can tell.
Yeah, I don't really play a whole lot. I just kind of step in before practice and just joke around. But sometimes with the post, I have to step in and demonstrate a couple things.
What a surprise.
Yeah, well.
It's a good thing, though. It is.
Yeah.
Danielle, what a pleasure to have you here. Congratulations on your year already. We're so happy to have you here from South Broward. And I know academically you're studying hard, and you got finals coming up next week.
Yep.
What's your major?
Exercise and sports science.
Well, you're learning from a great one here.
Yeah.
And we're having some fun. I really enjoy having you. Thank you for once again being with us. And congratulations, 6-1. You got a big game today, I know.
Yes, we do. Barry will be a tough matchup.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you as always. Come on out to the Don Tapp University Center here on the campus of Nova Southeastern University this afternoon at 2 o'clock. The women play Barry, and then at 4, the men play Barry. Thank you so much for joining us once again on Shark Sports Wrap here on 6:40 a.m. I'm Tony Segreto. We are so pleased that you are with us every Saturday. We want to make sure that you make this your stop every Saturday morning, 8:30, right here on 6:40 a.m. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next week on Shark Sports Wrap.